Hi, today I'm going to speak about one of our projects in Hyderabad. It's a bungalow project by name Deva Deyam. The first time when we visited, we met the client, we had a meeting, initial discussion for the requirements. The client had a very specific requirement of having a traditional Kerala style courtyard house. During the initial discussion, when we had the clients both being Keralites, they are IT professionals, they are planning to settle in Hyderabad. So that is why they came up with this idea, like they'll make a farmhouse setup in Hyderabad itself. So then we had like the initial site visit. The site was like roughly around a 1.5 acre land with lush greenery on every side. When the time we visited the site, it was during the monsoons in the month of June. So it was like slightly drizzling when we had visited the site. So it gave more of like a Kerala feeling, like it had paddy fields on the sides. The initial discussion we had with the client, they gave a very rough idea, like, okay, we just want a Kerala style house, courtyard house. That was their primary concern. So that is where we gave more ideas. Okay, rather than building the typical house wherein you enter, you have a sit out space or a veranda all around the house, and then you enter the house, you come to the living room. Why don't we go something out of the box rather than catching the typical outset or like a typical style? Why don't we change the pattern of the house? The client is planning to have like permaculture in the northern side, a big chunk of land. So we thought like we'll give a sit out space, but not a typical one that is part of the house. It's slightly protruding from the house, more like a pomugam setup with charubadi, wherein the client can sit and enjoy the view of that whole space. And then like you enter, you open the doors, the first thing that you see is a bigger articule, a swing, wooden swing. From there you see the courtyard, and ahead of that you see a mural painting. So it's basically when I stand in the sit out and open the door, I won't be seeing the whole house, like what is inside, though it is an open plan. It's like this is actually welcoming me, taking me more inside the house, okay, to explore more inside what is there. So like as soon as I enter the house, I'll be seeing both the sides. One side is the formal living with a puja area, and the other side being the family living. And along with that, you have the open dining, 6-seater dining table, and an open kitchen also. Rather an island kitchen. This actually makes a huge volumetric space. Like you have both the livings, you have a dining area, an open kitchen. So it's like when the client is having some functions or any of the time when a family gathering is there, a lot of people could be accommodated. They could, like, even though the people will be sitting in different corners of the room or the house, they will be still part of the whole like activity, or like conversations do happen, vision still there, nothing is blocking it. And to throw more light and ventilation, you have the courtyard also as part of it. So when it is raining or something, the water is when it is drizzling, or when the small rains or something, the water is entering the courtyard, giving it more of an open like vibe, and it makes it more pleasant. So then you had the 2 bedrooms with their individual dressers and attached toilet. And then the client, being an IT professional, he wanted a work from home setup, more of a study area. So we gave additional study area, small space. So the other thing that we incorporated was, like, instead of just keeping the veranda only on one side, we proposed to have veranda on all 4 sides of the house, so like which will be supported by the roof will be projecting out, so sunlight, it's like the harsh sunlight won't be entering much, but it will have like sufficiently naturally lit and ventilated. The design, like in the end product that came was like not a typical traditional style house. It had this contemporary elements, the style, the way the house was, like we walk around the house, had that modern elements also coming in picture. It's more making it, though the traditional elements and the style is still evident and is protruding, but it was rather a fusion style, somewhat because the contemporary elements were incorporated. So like when this thing was like actually shown in Hyderabad, like most of the Hyderabad localites, they like this concept. They wanted, wanted to go for this traditional style house, and as their homes also, maybe a farmhouse, something like that.